Hello, students. I hope you're all staying home and staying safe. Now, I'd like to address you also to advise, in addition to staying home and staying safe, we need to stay stronger also when it comes to the objective we have chosen. But before that, I would like to just remind you the chronology of events, what happened when we started the learning process of CA intermediate. It was going well, and slowly all of you were coming into the groove, and we were just about to shift the gear to the next level. But suddenly the COVID pandemic has caused a disruption to that, and since March 15th onwards, we could not conduct any face to face live classes. But even then, the situation was not clear, it was still volatile. ICI itself has postponed its May examinations to June 1st, I mean, to the month of June initially. Then it has again postponed them to the end of July. But later, as you might be aware, the May exams themselves got cancelled completely, and now they will be conducted along with the November 2020 examinations, which are your examinations. And the notification for the examinations has also been released by ICAI. This sequence of events itself will tell how volatile these times are, how difficult and how challenging these times are. To the best of my knowledge, ICAI has never postponed the exams these many times, and I don't think in the history of ICAI ever it has cancelled the exam also. But still, the situations are dynamic, at the same time challenging, and sometimes even depressing when we see the unlock is actually not only unlocking the activities but also unlocking and unleashing the virus, which is spreading very rapidly throughout the Telugu states as well as many other states in India and in some of the other countries also in the world. So this definitely has caused a huge challenge which never in our lives we have faced. Not only us, even our parents and grandparents also would agree that this is something which is unprecedented, which they never experienced or have seen anything like this before. We all know that, but what is our take in that? When we started the classes virtually, whether it was by audio or video, even at that point of time, we were confident or at least hopeful that maybe the face to face classes will be opened by June, or if not June, by July, then if not July, August, like this. The hope was there at that point in time. Because of lockdown and other things, everybody was expecting that the overall spread of this pandemic would be under control. And as we have experienced and daily observing in the news, that was not the case. It has actually become otherwise, though probably the original lockdown has helped in postponing the spread. It could not stop the spread. It is still showing its power, and it is spreading very rapidly and endangering the health and lives of many people in the country and world. So the idea of having a face to face classes, having at least some chapters live face to face, which can be explained in a better manner to the students if they were face to face, also slowly is dipping down. So I personally think, and as CHAMPS team, we have almost come to a conclusion that we have to plan for the worst case scenario, not with any more hopes or optimism about the outside world. That means we have to get ourselves equipped with all the weapons possible for the worst case scenario, not for the best case scenario of probably classes might start in August, probably classes might start in September. We don't know any of that. Absolutely, there is no idea, absolutely, there is no clarity or even visibility of what might happen in the coming few days or months. Keeping that in mind, we have to, first of all, keep the objective always at the center point, and we have to check ourselves, are we moving towards that objective in the right direction or not? Yes, I agree. Because of that optimism, initially the classes were conducted in a little slower manner also, and I think we all should accept the realities. It is not that easy or sudden shift that is possible for conducting any virtual classes like this. And let me tell you what motivates a teacher, and I'm telling from a personal point of view of myself, and that will be true for any teacher. What is the motivating factor for a teacher? When I was taking classes, when the live face-to-face classes were going on, sometimes 4 or sometimes even 5 classes a day in the peak time, there was never a situation where I got tired or felt like, the energy was dipping as the day was passing. Actually, it was the other way. The energy was going upwards in the graph. And why that happens? It happens because you, the young minds, the enthusiastic, the bright minds around us, keep us always active, keep us motivated, keep us energetic, keep us enthusiastic, because your energy passes on to us when we are in the live classes, face-to-face classes, and your questions, your doubts, and not only that, your participation in the class makes them lively. So the energy never comes down. It is always on the rising only. But now, am I talking to you face to face now? No. I am looking at the camera of the laptop and talking to that, imagining you are all there. But is it going to give the same energy when you are all in front of me and I am talking to you and you are all appreciating and trying to understand what is happening, having your inputs and doubts and participation in that, I would say, discussion? Will that be the same? The answer is definitely no. So I wanted to make that clear also. It is not that easy to just, open the computer, start a class, look into the computer, and now at least I am switching on the camera. Normally for the other classes I don't even switch on the camera. Why? Because it doesn't actually feel good for me to just look into the camera and talk. We are not here for acting. That is not our profession. We are here for teaching, where we would like to impart our experience and knowledge to the next generation. That is the purpose why we are here. And if that purpose is not served for a temporary time, we cannot creep with that. We cannot cry and we cannot say, oh, something is happening. We have to step up, and I hope we have been able to increase the quality of delivery also, as well as making sure that everybody will get almost the equal experience, if not same, as they were in the real life face-to-face classroom. That has always been the effort that we have been trying to do. I hope you appreciate that effort and at least acknowledge that if not 100%, we have been successful in recreating a real environment of learning without any actual interaction. That is also not easy. For that also there is a lot of effort that is required, which we have been doing, we will continue to do that. But why I am telling this is, we need to be practical. When the times are tough, when the situations are not in our control, when the externalities, the things which are outside our control, are more powerful than what are the things which are in our control, then we have to keep the things in our control in a much stronger way. So what should we do? Initially, when we joined for CA Intermediate, some of you definitely, if not all, would have thought we will go for both the groups, Group 1 and Group 2, for this November 2020 examinations. And I am sure lot of you, if not all of you, lot of you have the capacity, capability, conviction, commitment, and confidence to go for both the groups in this November 2020 without any doubt. But once again, that was all best case scenario, which we all thought about, which we all had a plan of, but that got shattered. Now it is not there anymore. At this point of time, should we still think about going for both the groups? Is it possible practically? I would say answer is no. So, first thing first, we have to accept the bitter fact that irrespective of what was our plan in the normal days, according to the changed scenarios, our plan also has to change. Our objective will not change. Our plan only will change. Now the plan has to be restricted to only Group 1 for the November 2020 examinations that you are going to write. So, one way, you will be the first batch which will write entire batch will write only one group of examination from CHAMPS. But is it something that we are losing here? Is it something that we are not able to achieve here? We should not keep that in mind. Why? Because as we all know, Chartered Accountancy is a task-based course, not a time-based course. This course has to be completed in tasks like a video game. In video game, you complete one level, then go to the next level. Then go to next level, then go to next level. This course is like that. So, let us not think about or worry about the task that will come to us at a later stage, which is Group 2. Right now, let us focus on what we have in our hand. As the saying goes, a bird in hand is worth two in bush. What we have in hand in front of us is Group 1. And we have been doing reasonably well, and all of you are really participating in this group also, solving the tasks, posting them, taking your time, and I really appreciate your effort on this. And that is definitely something which we need to intensify in the coming days. Because we have only Group 1 in front of us, we need to have a meticulous plan of how to increase the probability of success for this Group 1. I would rather go to that extent and say, why can't we make it 100% probability? The world has given us a challenge. Corona has given us a challenge, or let us say the situation outside has given us a challenge. Shall we accept that challenge and take it as a 100% probability of success for Group 1? Can't we make that? I think we can. All of you have that capability. All that it is required is only looking at the positivities, only looking at the things that we have in hand and going with them with the full throttle will definitely ensure success to all of us. So I am making a proposal. Shall we call this a Super 45 batch? We heard of Super 30. Even we watched the movie of Hrithik Roshan also, which I really liked movie wise. Real story also mostly must be same. Keeping that apart, that was a different scenario. That was an entrance examination. Yes, entrance exam also, it was a difficult exam, no doubt. But still, Chartered Accountancy is not an entrance examination. Never in the Chartered Accountancy history there was 100% result or 70-80 percentage of pass percentage was announced. Yeah, I know some academies lie about their pass percentages, that they have achieved 100%, 80%, 90%, and we all know that those are lies. Reality is the pass percentage in the national average will be in somewhere around 20 to 30%, and particularly at CHAMPS we have been consistently achieving more than 50 to 60% of pass percentage in group 1, particularly when the classes were conducted and revised and lot of tasks are given. And this is the methodology that we have been following. Only difference was then we used to have a face-to-face classes. Now we are not having such facility. So now I am increasing the bar, and I hope you are all ready for it. Now let us increase the bar to 100% pass. Let us make this a super 45 batch. Let us make this a batch where 100% of us will pass group 1. One group only, but we all pass for sure. Can we make sure of that? If we do that, let me tell you, we are going to create history. That will be definitely one of the biggest achievements of any group of students who are learning chartered accountancy course, and your group, your batch will be definitely proud about that if you achieve that. And I hope, I wish, and I am confident that if you do the effort in the right direction as we have been doing, we will be able to achieve that. It's not easy. I'm not telling that automatically we will achieve that. No, it is not easy. But definitely we have that commitment to achieve that. If we have that in us, if we have that thought in us, if we have that target in us, definitely we will try for that and we can achieve that. That's what I meant to say. When I say confidence, it is not a blind confidence. I know you and I know your capabilities. I have been interacting with you earlier also and even now through WhatsApp group also. So with that confidence I am telling, I am confident that we can be a super 45 batch. But only point is, you have to be confident enough, you have to be committed enough also to make this big target we are keeping in front of us fulfilled, and that should become reality when the results of November 2020 exams come. Group 2 will wait. Let it wait. Group 2 at this point in time is not practically possible to deliver also. As I told you, we need to be very realistic in nature when we take decisions. As far as group 2 is concerned, there are almost 2.5 theory subjects, 1.5 numerical subjects. Numerical subjects to some extent can be somehow managed, but still the level of understanding in group 2 naturally will be higher than group 1. So very few will be able to follow group 2 until and unless group 1 is finished. And that is our model. You know that already. Why don't we start both the groups at the same time and complete within 6 months and say tata, bye bye, thank you very much. Next batch, come in. Can't we do that like everybody else is doing? We don't do that because we know that is not scientific. Because group 2 requires a higher level of understanding, more in-depth understanding of the organization, how that works, accounting most importantly, as well as the costing principles, so that that can be taken to the next level. Without completing, without understanding and appreciating the overall subject of what is there in group 1, just having a group 2, just because as there are 4 papers, just like social studies, mathematics in 10th class are +1, +2, it is not like that. This course is not like that. It is there, papers are there, but we have to follow a scientific approach. So, keeping that in mind, keeping the practical difficulties of delivery also in mind, I am not telling that it is easy to deliver group 2 also. It is not easy. It is going to be very difficult. For us also it is not easy because a lot of things are there in that. And with the existing things which we have in hand, if we try to increase the scope at this point, that will be detrimental to our original objective. So, from all the points of view, from the reality point of view, from the faculty point of view, or from the student capacity point of view, in all the cases and where we are standing now, taking a stock of that, keeping all these things and factors in mind, I would like to conclude on that particular topic. We shall not go for both groups. This attempt, we will go for only one group. All the 45 will write one group only. Don't please think anything otherwise. That will be very dangerous. And I am telling you, that is not going to help our cause. Our cause was to complete chartered accountancy. Step by step, task by task. We completed one task, that was foundation. Now we have another task in front of us, that is group 1. Let us complete that first. While doing task 1, we should not think about task 3 or 4. Yes, whatever we do at this level will help us at the next levels. That does not mean we think about something what we don't have in our hand. So we have to focus on what we have in hand, that is group 1. So let us, for one attempt, postpone group 2 in our thoughts itself. So simply forget about group 2 as far as November 2020 examinations are concerned. Put all your efforts, all your energy, all your enthusiasm into group 1 subjects. That is the important point that you should all keep in mind without any regrets. There is nothing that we are losing here. People think like, time waste, a lot of time, attempt is missing. These are not the times to think about that. Outside, lives are missing. And imagine also about May students. What happened to them? They got their exams cancelled itself, right? So it's not about attempt, some time, some delay. No. Let us not get into that thought process. That will only cause inconvenience and discomfort to our original strong commitment that we have. So let us put our all energies into one objective that we now put it as, let us say, cornered in one shot. There is no second attempt, no. In first attempt, when we write November 2020 examinations for group 1 of CA intermediate, all of us should pass. We should try for that. That is what our objective should be, and all our work effort should be towards that. That is the very important point I wanted to communicate with you today. Essence is one group, but sure shot pass is what our objective should be. Then coming to the subjects. As you know, some of the subjects have been going on since a couple of months, like accounts, costing, income tax has been discussed over the virtual platform. And I hope you have been following that also, and to ensure that. Because what happens is, in the classroom when we teach, we will understand whether you understand or not. With your body language, it is not that difficult for a teacher of experience to understand whether the students have understood or not. But now we can't see you. How do we know whether you understood something what we told or not? There is no option. Only way is to give some tasks to you and you do them, solve them, and then send them back to us, so that at least there is a circle that is completed. And with this challenging times, I would say the effectiveness of new model of delivery, new model of overall learning process has emerged. Do you think in the live face-to-face classes these many tasks can be given? It is just impossible. That much time will not be there. Now we are doing that. And let me tell you, particularly related to costing and income tax, what you are doing is the costing. Almost I am giving you the entire world's costing. What you are doing is almost, of course, income tax questions can be framed in many ways. That is almost the income tax. I don't have to disclose, but I am collecting the questions, problems from almost all the 3 institutions: Chartered Accountancy, Cost Accountancy, and Company Secretaries. So the tasks that you are doing are fantastic. They will help you in preparation, revision, and finally in the best presentation in the examination. But yes, there are limitations. What are the limitations in this? First point for me, which worries or I am concerned about, is your speed, which I am not able to check. Because in these examinations of Chartered Accountancy, speed matters a lot. Particularly accounts paper and costing paper, to complete them within 3 hours, it requires a lot of practice. So now, with these tasks and discussion over virtual platform, what happened? I am not able to see how quickly you are able to do. Are you able to solve these things quickly, or are you taking a lot of time? I cannot see that. If I cannot see that, I cannot correct you. So what happens here? You have to become Atmanirbhar. No option. So become Atmanirbhar in such a way that you check your speed yourselves. You have to not only just focus on completing the tasks, you have to also check how quickly you are able to complete the tasks. If you want to have a stopwatch also, no problem in that. But have a watch on that. Look at that. Don't just leave it to the time. particularly when solving the questions of accounting and costing. Income tax is not that a subject where a lot of time will be taken. You know the provision, you have the answer. You don't know the provision, you have the wrong answer. So that's more straightforward. So usually in the main examinations, the 4 subjects what we have in front of us for income tax or GST, the taxation paper and law paper, never there will be a complaint that time was not sufficient. But biggest complaint will generally come from costing. Most of the students that come out of the costing examination hall will tell, our time was not sufficient. Why that happens? Because they did not practice well. Did they not know costing? Of course, they know very well. If 4 hours was given, they would have given 100% excellent answer, and 100 marks also they would have got. Probably, we don't know. That much knowledge they might have in costing. But what is the use of that? When you cannot complete that paper within 3 hours, there is no use of all that knowledge. The point is, learning, understanding, acquiring the knowledge is one part. Another part is practice, which you have to do. Normally in the classroom, because of the atmosphere, it will be automatically practiced in a reasonable pace, which we set, because we know what is a scientific pace. But now we don't have that facility. So what has to happen is, you have to set your pace and you have to make sure you are solving the questions reasonably quickly. And you can give how much time I should take, sir. There is no rocket science in that, sir. There are 100 marks papers, right? 100 marks, 3 hours, means 180 minutes. Each question gets, if at all, on the basis of number of marks, each mark gets 1.8 minutes approximately. You multiply with the number of marks and you should be able to finish that question within that much time. Yes, there will be here and there. Certain questions can be solved quickly, certain questions can be solved a little bit delayed also. But there should not be too much of delay. Let us say for a 10 marks question, let us say 18 minutes is what comes as per our calculation, but if it takes 20 minutes, that's not a problem. But if it is taking half an hour, that's a problem. How can we solve that problem? Only by practice. Can we increase the speed by thinking that we have to increase the speed? Not possible. It is not about just thinking. It is not about knowledge. It is not about concepts. It is not about anything else. It is purely practice. And practice has to be done on paper. And since in some of the tasks I am only asking answers, if you are trying to only come out with answers without a proper presentation, you are doing a mistake. Please correct that. I am asking you the answers for sending in the group. I am not asking you to directly get to the answers. You have to put pen on paper with the entire solution in your own notebook. You have to do that fully, because in the final examination you have to do full answer, right? You cannot just give a final answer. You have to give a solution. So develop the habit of solving the questions fully, then giving the answer as a summary to the group, which we can see. That is another point which is a challenge definitely, but you have to improve your timing on the questions that you practice, particularly about accounting and costing. That's a very important aspect, and I see a risk there because there is no physical observation. Otherwise, you are all doing good, you are all responding well, doing the tasks reasonably quickly. But though I would like to increase the intensity of answering, but still you are doing fantastic so far. Let us continue this. We are doing good job. We are doing great job. We will do better job and fantastic job, and ultimately we will achieve the success. We achieve the objective that we are here for, and objective now is to complete group 1 with 100% probability. There is no probability, that has to be sure. Sure success of group 1 is our target. That should be only thing that should go in mind till you write the exams of group 1. That should be fixed in your mind solidly. That is what you have to do immediately. Fine. Coming to the other aspects. Yes, we are doing some subjects like these 3 things: accounts, costing and income tax. Yes, there are 2 more topics also which are not yet discussed or started. Law, madam has started some of the aspects of company law in the face-to-face classes, but after that she was able to give some audio lectures also later through WhatsApp group. We have shared them with you, but practically once again the issues, realities are tough. She could not continue to deliver those lectures from home for her personal reasons. We cannot force or we cannot interfere into anybody's personal life. So the point is, madam cannot continue to take the classes. By now you should have understood also, because the classes were not being given to you since long time. Since then, she was not able to, not in a position to deliver the lectures to us, and we have to respect that. So what should we do? Should we wait till she again expresses her willingness to come back and deliver the classes? That will put us at risk. So what we have to do is, we have to definitely search for an alternative, which we did. I have spoken to many of my professional friends who are experts of the legal subject. But definitely, one of the best in that is what finally I have communicated and finalized. That is the company secretary and CMA RK sir. He has agreed. He is not in Hyderabad, he is somewhere else. But because of this virtual platform, once again it has become one way a boon to us, that we are able to get his classes through virtual mode, like the classes that are happening for income tax or costing or accounts. He has agreed to deliver the classes for law also, and I know him personally. I am assuring that it will be definitely a very good learning experience. Law as a subject is a theory subject, which you know, most of that has to be studied, means read. There are very few areas only where there will be some kind of additional explanation that will be required. But having said that, going in a flow of a particular subject like law is very important. So that is what will be definitely starting very soon, and we will start the law classes also very soon. Right now we are in the process of recording them, and certain bit of editing if it is required, we are doing that, and they will be started very soon. And you have to do your job in law as usual, like any theory subject. Particularly for law, you need to have your own notes. When you listen to the class and see the video class, which again is related to the text of the ICA material, you have to see that first once, just for general understanding. Then you have to read the book or the online material that is available yourselves. Then you have to make notes out of that. Most important thing for success in the subject of law is making notes. You need to make your own notes of many questions that might be asked in that subject, and then that notes what you prepare will be your revision material before the exam, because before exam it will be impossible to revise the entire ICA material. So you should have your own notes. Of course, you have the book also, which is giving you some guidance on how to prepare notes. That is Manish Bhandari. Manish Bhandari is basically a notes only. When I first saw Manish Bhandari book, I was really surprised, because it was exactly the same way where I used to write my notes in my chartered accountancy days. I said, who is this guy? These notes are exactly like my notes. And I said, yes, then let's go for it. It's a fantastic book. It is. And thousands of students in India got benefited from that book. You also can get benefit from that book, which you have already. So that is a good preparation tool. But learning is not only about Manish Bhandari. Manish Bhandari is not a textbook. It is a notes. It should be just as a tool for examination. But for learning process, ICA material has to be followed. It has to be read, and classes related to them have to be followed, which will be related to you and which will be delivered to you very, very soon. So that is about law. Coming to the another topic of 40 marks in our taxation paper itself, that is GST. Another challenge, GST is there. Yes, there are so many chartered accountants who are practicing chartered accountants who can teach GST. I know them personally also, some of my friends, and including the faculty at CHAMS who has been teaching GST at the academy when face-to-face classes were going on. That was there. But the point is, now the conversion of face-to-face classes to online classes is not that easy for all of them. It takes some time for them. So we are in touch with many of the faculties, at least. Of course, finally we'll finalize only one. and we will start the GST classes also. But at least as far as the paper is concerned, taxation is still going on. That is income tax. So let us focus on income tax first. GST will follow. But let me give a bit of breather. GST is subject wise small, weightage wise more. Income tax is subject wise more, weightage wise small comparatively. So for 60 marks, whatever the income tax law that we study, that is enormous. That is enormous. And when we are able to do this, in my personal opinion, GST should be a cakewalk. It should not be that difficult to learn, understand that law also, and even solving the problems also will be relatively easier. Yes, what is the challenging thing in GST is about changes, amendments. A lot of dynamism is there in GST. Other than that, the core aspect of learning that subject, I don't think it is very complicated. Income tax is quite complicated, as you already experience, particularly chapters like salaries, how many provisions are there, how much of memory is required, and even within PGBP also we will discuss more on that in the coming days. There are so many provisions, we have to memorize all of that, and lot of litigation also will be there. What if this happens, what if that happens? Yes, the I would say the size of the subject in income tax is enormous. In addition to this heads of income, anyway, still there are some more things. Clubbing is there, set off and carry forward is there, deductions are there, and even other theoretical subjects like topics like return of income, assessment procedures are there, TDS. So many things are there in income tax. All of them will give us 60 marks. That much will not be there for GST. That I can assure you. So don't worry about that. 60 marks and 40 marks, don't try to compare. This 60 marks is equivalent to 100 marks. That 40 marks is equivalent to 20-30 marks. That I can tell you. So the size of that will be very comparatively lesser when we compare with income tax. So yes, it is naturally a feeling that will be there. Arey, what happens to GST? Nothing happens to GST. GST will be there. GST will be delivered to you. Don't worry on that. We cannot compromise on the delivery aspect. That is one of the things also you have to keep in mind. There are so many people, and to be very frank with you, let me call this Man Ki Baat. So not Monkey Baat, Man Ki Baat. So openly telling you, so many people are sending their videos, what kind of profiles across India. Almost daily one or two demo lectures we get from different faculty members across India. I am not talking only Hyderabad and Telugu states. Across India. Even from Delhi, Bombay, some other places, Pune, recently we got Raipur. So many places, lot of faculty, eminent faculty members. I am not telling they are not good or something. No. They are fantastic people. But point is, there has to be a connect. That connect is something which is related to the subject, and not only the subject, the methodology which the academy believes, or the principles which the academy believes. That is concepts. There are so many people who can teach these things. But do we just like that take any of them and start something and finish it off? Is it what we do? Definitely not. At CHAMPS we don't do that. We never compromise on the quality of delivery. If it takes few more days, let it take, not a problem. But we cannot compromise on the quality of delivery. So as far as the law and GST are concerned, we will try to bring the best to you. That is our promise, and that will be delivered. You will see that in the coming days. Don't worry about those two things. And also, as you are aware, both of them are generally like theoretical subjects. They are important. They carry, when we say 140 marks, not small. But we have to also keep things in mind. Are those the subjects where we are dependent more on the external input, or are those the subjects where we are dependent more on our reading and our preparation, our notes preparation? The answer is second. So external input will be useful for guiding you, definitely, which will be provided, but more than that, particularly those theory subjects, your work will be much more, and that has to be also done simultaneously when those lectures will be transmitted to you. So as far as law and GST are concerned, rest assured, don't worry about them. We are going in the right track. Whatever is happening, it is happening in the right direction. The plan is there, the delivery plan, the completion plan, everything is there. Then naturally another question comes. When will the syllabus be completed? This is one of the questions we always get from parents also, students also. Normal days also, we try to negate that, but it is not possible, let us be frank. In normal days, I am talking pre-COVID days, so many batches of champs that we have conducted all these days. It has always been the policy of champs that preparation and learning has to go hand in hand. There is no separate time for preparation. So what people call preparation holidays, we negated that, we call them revision time. That was revision time, not preparation time. Preparation happens simultaneously along with the classes. That is first thing. Second thing, when we talk about the examinations, definitely there should be at least a 1 month time for revision. This was our policy, and always for November examinations, we have completed the syllabus, if at all we call that way. Completing the syllabus is the target. We have done that by September end. Rarely it would have happened that 2-3 days here and there because of various external reasons. It would have happened maximum October first week, let us say. Very, very conservatively. Normally by September end, everything related to the November exams will be completed. By March end, everything related to May exams will be completed, giving the students a revision time, not preparation time, revision time of 1 month for exams. We will try to continue and follow the same thing. We will definitely try to get as many days of revision as possible disposable at your hand. So I would say that maybe I cannot promise this time because the times are not same, but I will definitely say with conviction we will try our best to complete all the syllabus by end of September. So if syllabus completion date is something that is in our mind, let us keep that date. That is 30th of September 2020, entire syllabus related to group 1 of CA intermediate will be done. That is one thing we can keep in mind. But again, practical issues will be always there. As I said, things are not normal, they are not easy, they are becoming tougher, and we have to face them. I am not taking excuses here. We have to face them and come out of them with our objective being fulfilled. We are ready for that challenge. We will take that and we will fulfill that. That's what I can assure you. Don't worry about those factors which are not in your hand, like syllabus completion, how much time, what happens. Everything will happen good. That is something which is left to us. So I would like to reassure you that leave that part to us and you focus on the things that you are supposed to do, which you are doing well. You are already doing well. What I am only requesting you is continue to do this good job, but not just do the same job what we have been doing. Time has come to intensify that. Intensifying means what? Spending the number of hours in a day has to be increased. Now we have to come to a conclusion very clearly. When there were physical classes, live classes, face-to-face classes, the pattern was like this. Student will join the academy, they will come to the classes for a few months, they will learn subjects. Of course, along with that, they will be given with some tasks and examinations which they will fulfill, which also ensures that they are preparing. But after that, classes are finished and they go homes and they prepare well or revise for the exams. This was the model which was there pre-COVID days. But we have to keep in mind that we cannot be rigid with the same model. Now the situation is different. Now every day is a class day, every day is a preparation day, every day is a revision day. We cannot segregate them. 3 months of classes, 4 months of classes, 1 month of revision. We cannot segregate that. So we have to understand that practical issue. We are in a situation where every day is a class day, every day is a revision day, every day is a preparation day. You don't have to do only those tasks which are given to you. You can do much beyond that. You can do the chapters which you earlier completed preparation of, or practiced already, practice them one more time. There might be some topics where you faced a little bit of discomfort earlier, take them out and practice them one more time. Spend more time yourselves, not just on the attending of lectures and videos and only attending to the tasks. That will not be enough. So keep that in mind. What is happening now? Whatever the number of hours you are already spending, you will spend different number of hours. There might not be any uniform number. Whatever the number of hours, let us say you are spending X number of hours, let me tell you, increase it by 50%. Means from tomorrow onwards or Monday onwards, you have to spend 1.5x number of hours in revision, preparation, practice and attending to classes, and whatever the time you are spending, you have to at least increase it by 50%, and in the coming days, from August onwards, it has to be doubled. So now you have to increase it to 1.5x, and from August onwards, you have to increase it to 2x, depending upon the number of hours. Okay. Already if you are studying 10 hours and all, I am not asking you to double it to 20 hours and don't sleep. I am expecting a single digit number there, less than 6 to 7 hours. If it is the case, take it to at least 10 hours from now onwards is what I am saying. 10 hours is not about just, listening to the lectures. 10 hours is part of all. That includes lectures, that includes revision of earlier completed tasks and earlier completed topics, making sure every topic that we are comfortable with, we can nail them with 100% marks. Let us say, if we say that, this residential status, I am super with that. Very good. But we should get full marks in that, then only we are super with that. Are we making sure that? That we should do. If we are confident about a particular topic, we have to nail it. If we are not confident about a topic, we have to once again do it and become comfortable with that. That is what we should do. We should fight the topics which we are not comfortable. We should nail the topics which we are comfortable. That is the only way how we can ensure maximum number of marks and increase the probability of success. Once again, I am not going to be happy with anything less than 100% this time. 100% probability of success is what I expect, and I am confident that you can do that. We all have that in us, and that commitment is visible. All that is required is a bit of planning. So make a schedule. You have a day calendar with you. A schedule should be there. What you are doing at what time of the day should be there with you. According to that, you prepare well, and you have to practice the things also which are being delivered to you on a regular basis, and don't stop with that. Also revise the topics which have been finished. Always make sure that what we have done so far is 100% solidified. So once we have a solid foundation, then whatever the bricks that we put it on later will also become stronger. That already coming from foundation. Same logic applies to every level of the course. Once we have, let us say, 10 topics completed, whatever they are we best enough in these 10 topics? Can we solve any question from these 10 topics? Did we solve all of them comfortably earlier? Did we face some problem earlier? If yes, then we have to definitely do it one more time. So bring that out. Last completed topics also, bring them out, solve them once again, practice them once again. This is also revision. So once again, I am repeating in one sentence, nutshell. Now with these days of tough situations outside, don't think that preparation is separate, classes are separate, revision is separate. So every day is a preparation day, definitely yes. Every day is a learning day, definitely yes. Classes are sent to you. Spend some time on that. So every day you have to segregate your time for all the three. Some time for the learning process, some time for the preparation process, and also some time for the revision process of what you have already done. Then with this direction, a scientific, I would say, classification or demarcation of our time that is available, we will be able to get and achieve the best result that we are aiming at, which is 100% result this time. So once again, I would like to have your commitment, also your, I would say, will power to be taking as good as a oath, that much of strong will
should be there from all of you, that we make this a Super 45 batch. This batch will have 100% success, 100% result for CA Intermediate Group 1 examinations in November 2020. Let us make sure that happens, and then definitely we will have a fantastic time learning Group 2 at a later stage anyway. But right now, keep your target in mind, keep the track very well, how better we are marching towards achieving that target, and introspect on a daily basis. I told all these things at earlier levels also. You need to have a to-do pad, you need to have a schedule. Daily you should write what you have done and what you are supposed to do the next day. And the next day you have to revisit that earlier day's paper and check whether you have done that or not. On paper it should be. So slowly if you start doing this, then in the November 2020 examinations, we are going to write them with confidence. We are going to come out of the examination halls with flying colors. And from the result point of view, on the result day, I want to see all of you pass Group 1 examinations, which never happened before. Let us make that possible in these tough times. Let us take this tough times as a challenge, not as a problem to us. Let us face this and win over it. With that, I'll conclude today's session. All the very best. Keep doing the good job that you are doing, and also stay safe, stay home, stay strong. Thank you. Bye.